There is a small fire station on Thomas's branch line. Men from the village run a volunteer service. They even have their own fire engine. One afternoon, when Percy was coming back from the harbour, he saw the fire engine parked outside the station. "Hello," he called. "Who are you?" "Frederick," came a blunt reply. "And you?" "I'm Percy. Nice day to doze in the sun, isn't it?" "I'm not dozing," snapped Frederick. "I'm being vigilant. We fire engines must be on red alert. A blaze could strike up any second." "Settle down, Frederick," laughed one of the firemen, who was holding a bucket and rag. "We've not seen a fire round here for ages. Now let's get you polished." Frederick retired in a huff, but Percy was impressed. "That fire engine is amazing," he told Thomas later that day. "Fighting fires, keeping the town safe." "Who, old Frederick?" interrupted Thomas. "He's nothing special, just sits there grumbling and snoozing. Lack of work leads to laziness, if you ask me." "He's not lazy," scowled Percy. "He's being, ambivalent. Oh, to be a hero, do you suppose I could be a fire engine too?" "Huh, I'll tell you what you are," chuckled Thomas. "You're a silly engine. You stick with your stone trucks and you'll be all right." A few days later, Trevor the traction engine arrived in the yard. He and Charles, the vicar's eldest son, had brought bales of hay for Toby to take to the farmers. It had been a long journey, and Trevor was enjoying a well-earned rest. At last Charles returned. He struck a match and prepared Trevor for the journey home. "Right then, Trevor," he said, "let's be quick. I'm not keen on the sound of impatient horns all the way home." Trevor yawned as warmth spread through his boiler. When all was ready, Charles flicked the match to the ground. Whistling cheerfully, they set off. Trevor was still dozy, and Charles was in a hurry. Neither noticed a crackling sound behind them. Percy soon bustled into the yard, pushing some empty trucks. He was thinking of his next journey to the harbour, hoping he'd see Frederick again, when... "Horrors!" he shrieked. The piled hay bales were ablaze near the line side, and a thick plume of smoke rose into the air. Percy was so startled he bumped his trucks hard. They sped towards a siding, but the points weren't set properly. Percy shut his eyes. The trucks reached the points, bounced off the rails, and bashed into the water tower. "Ouch!" cried the front truck, but its whimpering was drowned out by a splash. When Percy opened his eyes, he was speechless. The trucks had knocked the tower over, and the water had doused the fire. The bales of hay sat smouldering and charred. Just then, a wailing siren was heard. Frederick and the firemen came rattling into the yard. "We came as quick as we could," began the chief, but he stopped when he saw the hay bales. Percy's driver explained everything. "Well done, Percy," beamed the chief. "You're a hero." "Thank you, sir," smiled Percy. "Was I ambivalent as Frederick?" "Heavens, no," chuckled the chief. "You jumped right into action. Frederick was certainly ambivalent to the fire alarm. It took so long to wake him up, we were late." Everyone laughed. Frederick scowled. Later that day, the Fat Controller came to congratulate Percy, and the crews had a small celebration at the sheds. "Well, Percy," said Toby, "turns out you can be a fire engine after all." "Next time, though," added Thomas wearily, "try not to spill all of our water, will you?"